In this session, we're going to be looking at leading Future London, a subject where I'm sure many of us will quickly come to a high-level consensus, but often one that breaks down when one starts to look at good intentions clashing with vested interests, with technological and financial barriers, and personal preferences and not in my backyard kind of attitudes. So I should declare my own interest. As my introducer said, I am the chairman of ARAP, and of course we do get to design many of the world's iconic projects. But we also do a lot of hidden work, a lot of infrastructure work, like most of the infrastructure here at Canary Wharf, for example, and only one or two of the buildings, like the running tunnels for Crossrail at the moment, which of course, once they're in place, people will enjoy the train convenience, but the engineering of the tunnels will be a hidden part of the project. So there's a lot that goes on in London that is not particularly high in the public eye. But the thing that brings success to these projects, and much more, are the people. They're people who are visionary, entrepreneurial, and bold, just like I'm quite sure many in the audience today. Something that I'm sure we can all agree on is that London is a very special and global city, and it's one that attracts talent from all over the world, which just leads me to talk about my other hat. I also chair London First, the business group with the simple goal of making London the best city in the world in which to do business. So one way or another, with both hats, I've long been committed to making London as good as it can be and staying as this sort of global hub for the world. But what does this really mean? London has evolved. It means that if we were designing it, the perfect London today from scratch, it would look quite different than it does today. Aviation is a very good example that springs to mind. Yet, even though coordinated central planning has not really been a notable feature of London, London's been incredibly successful in reinventing itself over and over again, over hundreds of years, driven by visionaries, by idealists, by engineers, by entrepreneurs, by refugees, by criminals, may I even say. An openness to ideas and experimentation means that the city's always attracted talent from around the world. And today, I can say without too much fear of contradiction that this has made London absolutely one of the world's best cities to live in as well as to do business in. So we work to make things better and to encourage future business to thrive. We need to do that to provide the right physical infrastructure, not just buildings, but everything needed from efficient transport to communication technology. We need to provide the right environment to bring in the talent that the businesses need. I don't know how many people in this room are here on visas. You're the lucky ones. And we need to provide access to skilled resources that probably means in the future better links between business and the education system. The theme of this conference is Future London, and although London is a wonderful city to live, work and play in, we mustn't be complacent about the future. The emerging economies are already growing in stature and they're already stepping out of our shadow. We're going to have to work very hard to keep London and the UK at the top of the tree. The question, of course, is how. And actually, that's not the question I'm going to answer. We have speakers here today that are going to answer that question, and they're charged with determining how best to harness the immense power of the creativity, ingenuity and technology we all have at our disposal. There are few people here today more qualified than talk us through the issues than Rowan Silver. As Senior Policy Advisor to the Prime Minister's Policy Unit, Rowan works across all areas of government policy, but has a particular passion for technology and innovation. So he will, I'm sure, have plenty to say about the topic as the first panellist on the bill in the session. I haven't actually met Rowan. He's here, isn't he, somewhere? Yes, thanks, Rowan. Hi. We're also lucky enough to have Tom Holm making the case for innovation in design as a means of developing business. Tom, who I know well, is a design director at IDEO, as well as being a serial entrepreneur and angel investor, so he's got first-hand experience in building successful enterprises and understanding the big issues. So welcome to the panellists, and first up, Rowan.